Hello everybody. My name is Susan Tapley and I am an executive couturier with Couture. And tonight it is a cold and dreary and rainy night, and I wanted to come in and do a quick little project for you guys. I've been pretty busy the last few days, actually the last week or so, doing events and projects with my customers, either in person or I've been doing a lot of workshops, so I haven't been able to go live as often as I'd like to, but I am happy to be here tonight with you guys. So if you are here and can hear me, let me know, just so I know that everything's working properly, and we will get started. I'm just going to get everything set up here so that I can see your comments. Where are those? Should be right here. So bear with me for just a second. There it is. Okay. So yes, please, if you can hear me or see me, if anybody's here, if you could just say hello, let me know where you're coming from if I don't know you already. If you're a first time watcher, listener, please put 1 in the comments. If you've done all your Christmas shopping already, please write done in the comments, and please come over and help me get mine done, because I am so far behind it's not even funny. So I see I have some people watching, so if you all could just say hello, that would be wonderful, so I'll know everything is working. So I'm going to go and get my screen ready so that you can see what I'm working on tonight. Hopefully I can... Jeez. Okay, let's try that. Not quite what I wanted. Let me try that one more time. Wow, I am never going to get good at this, am I? Christine, I know if you're watching, you're probably laughing your head off at me. I really try to get this. I cannot figure out what the heck I do. Well, now let's try that. There we go. All right, that's what I wanted. Sort of. Let me just move this here, and we can get this party started. Okay, so tonight what I'm doing is this little Christmas tree that I picked up recently. Believe it or not, I got it at the Dollar Tree. And if you've ever gone in there, you know it's kind of a hit or miss thing. But I saw this and I immediately thought of this design transfer by Couture, and I definitely wanted to be able to share it with you. So I'm just going to throw my website up here. Goodness. Let's get rid of that. Okay. So that you can see everything that's going on here. For some reason, this picture will not move. It is being so stubborn. So, let's see if I can get that out of here. It's okay if I just see in my hands tonight, right? Okay, we're just going to look at my hands for tonight. One of these days I'm going to figure this all out. So please say hello if you're just popping in, and we'll get this party started. And I'm going to show you this little Christmas tree. I picked this up again at the Dollar Tree. Guess how much it was? I know. And it is just a really thin piece of, I guess you'd call it balsa wood, that comes like this. It comes raw, and I had some acrylic paints, and I just threw some kind of like an evergreen colored paint on it. It's just acrylic, and I had a little bit of brown that I did on the trunk of the tree also. So the transfer that I wanted to use with this one is called One Child, and it reads One Child, One Star, One Night, and I thought this would be perfect to put on this little Christmas tree. So this should be a really quick project. I am going to add just one little embellishment to it when we're all done, but what I had in mind for this project was to use 2 colors, and one of them is called Shimmer Gold. It is a gorgeous gold. It isn't sparkly exactly, but it just has a very, very light shimmer. You guys, could you just say hello to make sure that I know that you can hear me? That'd really help me a lot. Just say hello, okay? And I'm going to get rid of these things here on my computer so I can see what's going on. And the other color that I'm going to be using is called Fawn. It's sort of an off-white, light tan color. So I thought with the, the evergreen and the evergreen would look super nice with the gold shimmer as well as this color fawn. Just nice kind of subtle colors to go on the dark green tree. So I'm going to remove the transfer from the carrier sheet that it comes from. First of all, I'll take it out of the package. As you know, they always come in a resealable package, so I try not to cut them or to tear them when I'm first using them, because it's nice to be able to keep your transfers in the carrier sheet after you've washed it, washed it, and are ready to put away to save for another project. So this is my transfer. You can get a little better view of it now that it doesn't have that shine from the packaging on it. And I am going to, first of all, what I do all the time, I always write on the back of my transfer. And this one I'm just going to write one child, and as well as my initials. And I'm going to flip it over and write on the front side of it also. I'm just going to write my initials there. And if you watched my videos before or come to any of my project workshops, you probably know why I do those two things. First of all, by writing on the back of the carrier sheet, it reminds you to always reattach your transfer after you've cleaned it to the shiny, slick side of this paper. The side that I wrote on is sort of a matte finish, and if you reattach your sticky transfer to this side, it sticks really, really tightly. So that kind of reminds you not to put it on the back side. The second reason is because you are sometimes using lots of different transfers. You can combine them to make all different kinds of designs. And sometimes when you do that, you have so many pieces out that you can't quite figure out which carrier sheet each transfer goes on when you're all through. So this just helps you to know which one to put back on which sheet. And I also put my initials on because if there are other people that I'm chalking with, or I'm sharing these in a group, especially at my open chalk workshops, I will always know that those are my transfers and my carrier sheet, so that I should be getting them all back. Okay, so to remove your transfer from the carrier sheet, I see people struggling to pick these apart, to get the corners apart and to peel the carrier sheet off. But really, if you hold it facing you and you roll your thumb across the top edge, it should peel right off like that. So this is where I was telling you about how the other side of the carrier sheet is very, very slick. This one kind of feels like the back of a sticker sheet, and if you've ever played with stickers, you know what I mean. They're just slick, and you can stick it back on and off, and it never is, sticks too tightly that you can't peel it off. So I'm just going to remove this from the carrier sheet nice and easy and put it aside for now. Okay, so I always check to see how sticky my transfers are. If they are super sticky, or you're doing layering, you're going to want to do something called fuzzing. And what that means is that you are going to attach it to something that might have a little bit of fiber in it. So this one right here I'm going to show you is called a fuzzing cloth. It's a product that Couture carries. It's kind of like a towel on one side, and this, if you put your transfer on top of it, it will pick up just a little bit of lint to soften the adhesive on the back side of your transfer. The other side of it is a microfiber, and this is what you would put your transfer on to dry it. So both of these sides are different, and they're both really, really useful. This transfer, however, does not feel super sticky, and I'm not going to be doing any layering, so I don't think I'm going to actually put it on the carrier sheet. Some of them are way stickier than others, but this one feels like a nice medium stickiness, I guess. So we're just going to go with this tonight without fuzzing it. So I can tell just by laying this on top that it looks like it's going to fit on this tree without extending over the edges at all. So I'm really glad that that is going to work for me. So as I was saying, the back side of this is very sticky, and I'm going to try to find a happy place for this on my Christmas tree where all of the letters are on. I'm not worried too much about the star because I'm not going to use that part of it. So I'm just going to play with this a little bit till I find the right spot where most everything is on the tree. And I think that this might be my best bet. The G in the word night is actually extending a little bit onto the trunk, but I don't think that's a problem really. I think that looks pretty good. Let's get that R on. All right, that feels pretty nice. I'm going to turn it over to see if anything is extending over the edges that shouldn't. And I can see there's a little bit of this O that's hanging over the edge. So I do want to fix that. Move this just a little bit. That should do it. Let's try that again. Hey, Rhonda. Okay. So now I have it all on there, but it's not centered. So I'm going to move it a little bit more. This is always the challenging part, isn't it? Getting it centered. Okay. I'll try it again. It's nice that you can lift it on and off as you need to. That actually looks really, really good. Okay, I can see that I have a little bit of dust or something right under this end. So I'm going to peel this back, pick that out. It's just a little piece of lint. If it's on the transfer where there aren't any openings, that's nothing to worry about. So just put it down, and you want to make sure that this is smoothed down, nice and tight. So this transfer again is called One Child. And I think this Christmas tree is just perfect. Ah, the end's now off the edge. Just when you think you got it right, right? Okay, let's move it one more time. It's in the right, sort of in the right area. I need to move it up like a smidge, like a 1/16 of an inch, and it should be just right. Cross your fingers. Check it again. I do need to move it to the right, just a little tiny bit. What in the world? Okay. Just when I think I've got it, you guys. All right, that's it. It's staying there. How you doing, Rhonda? Thanks for joining me tonight. Everybody's being very shy. Okay, so my plan is to do all of the words, and I said this was going to be a real simple project. So I'm going to do all of the words in the fawn, the kind of that tan, light tan color, and all of the stars and the little sparkles all around the edges with gold. So it's going to be nice and simple. But I have something really cute that I want to put up on the top of this tree, which I found in a box of, actually I found it when I was looking for the acrylic paints. Boy, this is stuck. Hold on. Pardon my banging. I'll loosen the top a little bit here. Wow, I really tightened that good. You do want to keep them tight so you don't get air inside, but there, I got it. This one's really tight. Okay, and there's not a whole lot in this jar, but I think there's enough to make it work. Cold night in Tennessee since it's snowing. Yeah, it was, we actually had a lot of snow last week. We had about 18 inches of snow here, and most of it is gone now because we had a 50-degree day. So today was one of those days where it is crazy foggy out. So I'm just going to stir up this paste. And you want it to be about the consistency of sour cream or cake batter. I feel like it's just a tiny little bit thick because it's almost like a cake batter consistency. And when it is, you want to add just a little bit of water. So I'm just going to squirt a little bit in there. You don't need a lot. If you don't have a spray bottle, just a couple little drops will work. And I'm stirring it up with, it's actually a makeup applicator that I got on Amazon. I got these before. Couture had stir sticks. Now we have our own branded ones, so I can use those, but I might as well use these up, right? So that's good and stirred up. And I'm just going to put the stir stick to the side. And we'll get ready to get this working. So I'm going to be using our small squeegee tonight. The ones that are available in my shop are blue, but they work exactly the same. It's kind of a pliable rubber squeegee, and it's angled on one of the ends, and that makes scraping your paste across your design very, very simple. It also makes removing the excess simple as well. So I'm just going to make sure you can see what I'm seeing here. A little adjustment. There we go. Okay, you ready? Your small town shuts down for an inch of snow. I have a friend, Terry, who lives in Myrtle Beach. And she said the same thing. She's a school bus driver, and she said if there's even a dusting, that's it. Everybody stays in and school's canceled. So I think what I'm going to do tonight is the paste and pull method. If I was doing this just by myself, I probably wouldn't, but I always recommend that brand new people, you know, until you have a feel for how quickly our paste dries, and it does dry very, very quickly, you kind of want to take your time and not have to rush or worry about the paste drying too quickly, because when you're putting your paste on your project, you want to make sure that you pull the transfer off before the chalk dries. Otherwise, you'll pull the transfer up and the chalk will come with it. So you always want to pull your transfers off while it's still wet. So I'm going to get started with the gold, and I'm just going to do like the top section where it says 1 and do the little stars around it. So I'm going to get started with that, with the gold. Oops, I was going to do that with a small squeegee, wasn't I? What am I thinking? We'll start with the white, the fawn. So I'm going to grab some of that fawn on my squeegee. And after you've done this for a little while, you kind of get an idea how much chalk you need. But until then, be generous with it, because you are going to take all the extra chalk off that you put on. So I'm just going to cover this design with the fawn. And then I'm going to grab another small squeegee. I had one right here, didn't I? And I'm going to do the little stars that are around it too. So I'm just going to quickly brush that gold all over the stars and the sparkles that I see here. Just like this. It's seriously so simple to do this. It's like, you know, spreading butter on toast. That's what I always tell everybody. So I got a little bark pit right here that I missed. So as soon as it's covered, you might have noticed I scraped all of the excess gold off of the stars. But now I'm going to go back over the fawn colored and take off all of the excess. I kind of plow it off and put it right back in the jar. You really don't need a lot of paste. And what you do use that, you know, that you can't use, it goes right back in the jar. So I'm going to peel this back so you can see what we've done so far. And there we go. So it says 1, yay! So there's just a tiny little bit of shimmer in the gold. It's not like a glitter. It's just a very, very subtle little shimmer. So hello, if you're just joining us, please say hello. Let me know where you're calling from. Not calling me at all, where you're coming from. And so we can say hello and welcome you here. So I'm just going to let this sit for just a minute. The chalk does dry super, super quickly. But I'm just going to drop this down. I know that the chalk has gone through my screen. And now I'm going to come back in, a little chalk dust here, and make sure that the words just below it have been rubbed down and they're nice and tight on the project. And I'm going to continue on with my fawn and do the word child. Okay, so I'm just applying the chalk. Don't have to worry about staying in the lines or painting in the lines. You just spread it over. Try to avoid areas like right here where I have stars also in that area. There we go. Just kind of using the corner of the squeegee so I don't get into the sparkles that are there. And then I'm going to go back in with my gold and do the stars in that area. And there's little tiny guys here. Okay. And I'm going to scrape off my excess in the word child. Squeegeeing that right off. Could have used a smaller squeegee in here, but it's fine. Hey Mary! How are you tonight? Okay, so I'm going to pull this back and we should be able to see the word child. There we go, 1 child. This is coming out really cute. It's kind of almost like a vintage look to it, you know? I guess the word I was looking for was primitive. I could probably antique this up a little bit and make it even look more, you know, that grungy look. All right, my goodness. All right, hi Mare. All right, so I'm just gonna let this drop down. Mary, did I hear you weren't feeling too good today? I hope you're feeling better, girlfriend. All right, now we're gonna do 1 star. There's just a few little sparkles in this area. I'm going to go back in with my my fawn. I'm going to use a smaller squeegee, I think. Doesn't really matter which one I use, right? So I'm just going to scoop out a generous amount of that and spread it over. All over those words. Just want to make sure any area that shows through with the green, the dark green from the paint beneath it, is covered. So you can see that I am not really fussing about, you know, staying in the lines or anything like that. That would be bad. I'm not real good at staying in the lines. Okay, so that's covered. Let's get some of those little gold stars. I keep wanting to put my squeegee in the wrong canister here. A couple down here. I think while I'm at it, I'm going to do this little stripe right here as well. Ah, I almost did it again. One time when I was painting, I was doing some acrylic painting, and I had a jar to wash my brushes in, and I had also a glass of water next to me, and wouldn't you know, I took a swig of that paint water. Yummy. Have you guys ever done that? You have a cold? No, Mary, you're not allowed to do that. No colds. Just saw a little star right here that I missed. Okay, so I'm going to take off all the excess, put that back in. We are more than halfway done with this project already. Hello everybody. I think I missed a few of you coming in, so welcome. All right, so I'm going to peel this back again. Oh, it's really cute. Okay, do you guys have your Christmas trees up? My husband decorated ours. He's the master designer at Christmas time. He really is really good at Christmas decorating. I'm not. I contribute a little bit too. I contribute a little bit, but he does most of it. And I don't mind that. Okay, here we're gonna do. I think I can do the rest of it all in one hit. I'm gonna do the fawn on one night, and I think of these little what would you call those? Sparks. These little guys. I'm gonna put some gold on there too. Okay, so let's hit the word one. And you'll see that I'm leaving this a little thicker so I can go back and scrape it off without it being dried. That's especially helpful if you're working on a large area or you're trying to get detail in like I am with the sparkles on the sides. Just spreading it over. Okay, so I'll go back to that after I've done all of the rest of the sparkles or these little doodads on the side here. And this is almost done. Everybody's so quiet tonight. What the heck? All right. One more spot. Yikes. All right, that's done. And I'm just got to scrape off the excess fawn with my squeegee. I like to do it kind of snowplow style, just kind of push it. You should be able to see the design underneath it pretty clearly with most colors. There's a few exceptions to that, like if you're doing a dark color on a dark surface. Sometimes you can't really see it as well. But this one is nicely showing that. Okay, I'm just going to grab this right here. So I am scraping all of the excess back into the jar onto the side here, and I will stir that right back into the rest of the mix, and I'll be able to use it for another project. But this should be just about done. There we go. Oh, I love this. What do you guys think? Da da da. Alright, so I'm going to cover these up, and then I'm going to add the final touch to this beautiful tree. I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet. I'm going to clean the side. I'm just going to show you how I clean the sides of these. You can just go around the edges with your stir stick and throw it back into the middle. Like so. It's got a lot on the sides. So once you get it back into the wet mix of it, I'm going to add a little bit of water to this and stir it up again later. But that'll bring it right back to life. It reconstitutes itself most of the time. If it is hard as a rock, it can be a little difficult, but most of the time it'll come right back to life. So I'm going to cover that one up. And, well, thank you, Mr. Bobby. Oh, that's the wrong lid on the wrong jar. That goes on here. And this one will go here. And we are going to add, like I said, the final touches to this project. So now that I've got it covered with chalk dust, I'm going to tap it off a little bit. There we go. All right, so I have my glue gun over here. I'm just going to grab that quick. And what I found in my paint box that I haven't used for a long time was this little star. So I had painted this years ago, and I'm going to pull it up close so you can see it, with crackle paint. So I painted it black, and I think I painted it black, and then I went over it with red, and then I used a crackling medium on top of that. So this just happened to pop up in my box, and I thought this would be the perfect project to put it on. Right there. What do you think? Kind of cute, huh? So, just going to add a little hot glue to the back here. This glue gun is ancient. I've had it forever. Probably since the early 1980s. It still works. All right, there we go. One child, one star, one night. I think it came out great. All right, so if you are interested in one child transfer, please let me know and I can make sure that we get you one. The surface, again, is from that wonderful place called the Dollar Tree, and I used a little bit of green and light brown acrylic paint to paint the base of this. It is a very inexpensive balsa wood kind of wood. And it's very lightweight. I'm sure that you guys could think of some amazing things to do with this. I'm not quite sure where I'm going to put it yet, but I think it came out pretty darn cute. So I'm going to put my my website up here again in case you would like to order one child or the chalk paste that I used, Fawn and Shimmer Gold. I also used a squeegee. I used some stir sticks. And, you know, that's all. This was so super simple. Anybody can do this. Also, if you are interested in joining my VIP group, if you're not in there already, to hear about my sales and my local events, please comment VIP in the comments and I will be sure to add you to my VIP group. If you are interested in getting paid to craft like I do, please write join in the comments and I will be certain to get you some information about that as well. So I'm just going to switch over for 1 second and say goodnight to you all. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this really quick demonstration of one child, one of our holiday transfers, and I will be back with some more really fun things soon. So have a wonderful night. Thank you, Rhonda, and we'll talk with you soon. Have a wonderful evening. Bye-bye.